So last but not least, you just kind of give us the cliff notes and the breakdown of what just happened this past weekend and what's been going on in sports, man.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot in sports.
Yeah,
no way. As everybody knows, football season is back upon us.
The Bengals got spanked. No,
well,
just kidding.
so are the Cowboys.
The only victory the Bengals got, somebody got in that Steelers game. They got into a fight, but the Bengals fan won because he knocked that dude out.
The Bengals fan?
It was at the Bengals Steelers game, and this Karen tried to post his brother.
Oh, that was the Steelers had played. It wasn't. They didn't play Cincinnati.
Oh, they did.
They was playing somebody else. I can't think of who it was. It was one of the preseason games, and that woman got in his face, and then she he said, "Don't touch me," and she pushed him.
And she slapped him.
Oh no, she slapped him, and then he initially held off.
Yes, he did. And then bring that up. He did. He initially
held off, and then the dude stood up.
Got involved.
He gave him some.
That dude
and then she swung at him, and then he went ahead and well, since you swung at me, bop, 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 I'm gonna let you have it too. And then he went back on the dude and pop, pop, and he dropped him. And then people came in and stopped it and all that.
Yeah.
But she slapped him hard, knocked his glasses off and everything. Like, man, it'd have been hard for me to restrain myself too, because man, anytime somebody put their hands on you, it's your initial.
But he actually did restrain himself because he went into and he
stopped,
but then the dude got up and
then he gave it to him. He eventually gave it to her too, because like I said, when he was fighting the dude, she swung and hit him a couple of times. So he was like, "Well, I'm swinging now, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you two of them." Pop, pop.
But I thought that was at the Bengals and Steelers game. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's okay.
That was I forget who it was. The Steelers they playing somebody else.
All right. My bad, bro. Melvin, what was you gonna say about sports?
Well, no, I was just saying, like I said, football season is upon us. Of course, we know we all grew up here in the state of Texas, and we know football is king here in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
So high school football has started. A lot of different games happen. Of course, our hometown had our first game last Friday. Unfortunately, we were not victorious, but I think there's a few good things that can come out of a loss, especially when you get beat the way they got beat by several scores. But they were playing the number one team in the state.
Right.
They were two-time defending state champions. They also defeated a number one team last season to become that state champion, who they were previously undefeated as well. The teams I'm talking about is Austin Westlake and North Shore out of the Houston area. They beat North Shore in the state playoffs, the semifinals last year, to make it to the state championship game to win. And we talked about that on one of our previous shows earlier this year, matter of fact. Like I said, football season has started. Speaking of fighting, there was the Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley fight where Paul won on a split decision. Like I saw a few of the highlights. Woodley, he rocked him a couple of times. He just couldn't put him on the canvas. But Jake Paul is smart. The people he fight are not good boxers. Not saying that he's a good boxer, but these people, like Woodley was probably the best overall fighter he's fought. But Woodley he's a MMA fighter, so his background is not specifically in boxing. His total fighting, like mixed martial arts. So he's trained in several different styles. Like I guarantee if they'd have been in the octagon it'd have been a totally different fight. He probably would.
Willie's more of a takedown type of guy. He's not your striker. A guy who's going to stand up with you like a Conor is. Conor's more of a striker. So that's why to me the Conor fight and Mayweather fight made sense. Because Conor will stand up. He'll trade punches with you, and that's his style really. Willie don't really fight like that. He can do it, but he don't really fight like that.
Right. If he'd have got him in the ring, if he got him in the octagon, he'd have took him down and made him tap out. I'm sure he'd have submitted him. But like I said, he won by Paul won by a split decision. So there's a lot of people who were not happy about that, you know. But like I said, he's getting more and more fame. We'll see what he does from the future from this.
He wants that Canelo fight, don't he?
Who, Jake Paul?
That's what he said.
Okay. Yeah, now he gonna get whooped. Yeah, he gonna get whooped. Seriously. He gonna get whooped seriously. Yeah, you stepping in the ring with a champion. If you get in there with Canelo, that dude, he gonna rip your face off.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I just thought about this. I don't know if y'all know. Well, I'm sure everybody has seen the most anticipated race of this year so far.
Yeah.
Where Sha'Carri Richardson raced all of the medalists from Jamaica. Unfortunately, she ended up in very last place. Ninth place in the race. Mm-hmm. Now, I had a conversation with my brother yesterday, matter of fact, and we talked about it, you know, because my brother, he coaches track. And I said it when I watched the race, it looked like she started off running, but then probably about halfway, not even halfway through the fight, and not even halfway through the race, it looked like she figured that she wasn't going to win. So to me, it looked like she just kind of jogged the rest, like the last 60 meters, like she just jogged the rest of it because she wasn't in the full out sprint. I can look at her and tell. And so I don't know what she's got going on with her. I don't know if there's something going on. And I'm just not 100% sure. And I'm sure everybody has seen the interview. Now, there's two different interviews that happened after the race. Mm-hmm. There was the one that happened right when she came off the track, where, you know what I'm saying, she was talking about, I'm back. This is not the end of me. And when she cussed on camera and whatever and all the other stuff she said. And then there was in the second interview, there was in the back, where she said that she was happy for the Jamaican women. She was proud of them. She wished them well on their success. She said she is for all women's sports, no matter what flag or what country they represent. She wishes well on everybody. She said, but this is not the last you'll see of me, you know, this and that. So, you know, a lot of people were turned off by her first interview, but then and that's about it. Nobody really. There's not a lot of people who've heard the second interview, you know. And so, right. I mean, it's like I said, it's just a lot of things that, like, because you can be confident and believe in yourself, and in track you have to be, because it's you against everybody. It's not a team sport where you have to depend on somebody else. It's you and you alone, you know, especially in individual races. Now, if you're running a relay, then it's different. But in all the individual races, it's you by yourself. So you definitely have to be confident. But there's a point to where you can be confident, but don't be arrogant, especially when you're not winning. So, I mean, like, you can be confident, but you can't be arrogant to the point to where you talking all this noise, but you're not backing it up because you're not winning nothing, you know. So, like I said, we'll see where she goes from here. It's not like and when I talk to my brother, it's not like she doesn't have the right people in her corner, because her trainer is I can't think of his name. I'd have to talk to my brother again. But what her trainer is, her trainer is a legend who ran track, and then her PA person, I think, also ran track. No, not the PA, maybe an agent, whatever he calls him, whoever is somebody else that deals with her, all her day-to-day issues and stuff like that. He's also somebody who has a extensive background in track. Now, I don't know. We don't know who is around her as far as friends and family. But like I say, it's just the fact that I think if she's able to humble herself, you know, he even my brother even made the point to where she could change the narrative about herself in one instance, and that's just, you know, she go to her source, not her source, but her she go to Nike basically, her what do you call it, her sponsor, go to them, have them set up a press conference, you know, talk to all the media, check the record straight, say, hey, I know it may seem like I was coming off this way, but I really didn't mean it. I apologize, and we're going to move forward from that. She could do that, you know, as far as, you know, to change the narrative about herself, because right now the narrative about her is a little bit negative. So that she could do that, and then she got to go to work. She got to put in the work, and
be disciplined.
Yeah, be disciplined, and then when she get on the track, when the spotlight is on her, excel. So I mean, like I said, it's just one of those things where I think it's just, I don't know, maybe it was bad timing or what. I'm not sure what it is with, which I don't know what's going on with it. We all don't know, but I think I don't like she initially said, I don't think it's the last time. Hopefully she gets it together, and hopefully she doesn't like fade out like some, like, you know, like there's been some athletes in different sports and stuff where they were way up here and all of a sudden they just disappeared, you know. So I don't know, do y'all think how do y'all feel? Y'all think she could change her narrative, and do you think that she'll end up back towards the top of the mountain again?
You hinted at it when you were talking about it. She could definitely change the narrative. But one thing is, I think when all that stuff went down with her, a lot of people were coming to her aid, and really justifying her decisions, and what she did. She knew the rules just like everyone else. Everybody else didn't get disqualified. And it's hard, like someone who hasn't won anything yet, hasn't done anything, and why are y'all coming to her aid like this? Like, she's got to grow up and learn just like everybody else. Sometimes you need the right people around you. I know we always talk about, and even Bishop talks about it in his sermons, who you hang with. So if you're around the wrong people, the wrong influences, they're gonna influence you to do the wrong thing. And so it may be her people other people who may be in her corner, that she's hanging with. You know, maybe when she's not training, those types of things, she's got to get the right team around her and start making better, you know, decisions. But I think, like y'all saying, she can easily get back on she needs to get back to a really good level, professional level, and running it. I don't know if she really would have I don't think she would have won this time around, because I think the Jamaicans were clocking faster times than she was, when they were doing like some of the trials and things. But
and well, see, some of her faster times, she ran right along with them. Like she's been in the 10.7s and the 10.6s, in that range, you know. But then, like I said, when I watched the race, I could tell that she wasn't running towards the end. So and so, well, not even really towards the end. After maybe like 40 meters, she had quit running. When she realized that I'm not gonna win, I think she just kind of backed off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
but I think a lot of people been in the media. And I think I can't remember all the stories, but a lot of people have been justifying it, you know, saying that, they're talking, and I get it. I mean, it shouldn't be illegal probably to smoke weed, because marijuana is legal in certain states, you know, and they're making it legal in more states. It's just the fact of that it's the rules, you know. We all have rules to follow. Like, we all have to grow up. We all got to make decisions, because if we make the wrong decision, then what's going to happen?
11 other black folks were there. They followed the rules.
Right. And so we all got, and so I just think just babying her or or not I want to say babying her, but just trying to come to someone's aid or give them their flowers before they've even done anything, is the wrong way to go here. I think with her, like I said, she gets the right people in her corner and she starts making, better decisions. I think she could really be a star, man, because she she became like a household name, when she was winning those races. So I think she can definitely get back on it. I hope and pray that she does. She's young enough, man. She's young enough. She could be a beast for real. The next time the Olympics come around. Yeah, for a long time, right. Yeah.
And see the thing about track, so she could meet up with them girls, those ladies again. And like I said, she even had, Allyson Felix is the most decorated female track athlete of all time in our country. She's got I think she's got like 10 medals or something like that.
Like 11.
Something like that.
Like 11, 12 medals. So and she's got a lot of medals. And she even reached, I don't know if she necessarily reached out to Sha'Carri, but I know they've
been beefing.
Well,
Sha'Carri been beefing with her because she was just trying to encourage her.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She always, because
what did she say? What did Allyson say?
She said that all she needs is she needs to be supported. That's all. That's what Allyson said. That Sha'Carri needs to be supported.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's in Sha'Carri's head though, like who she's around, because whoever she's around is not.
It's not
the
telling
people,
her the right stuff.
It's not telling her the right stuff. It's not the people she need to be around, because she keep hanging around with people. We ain't gonna hear about her ever again.
We're gonna see her in Oak. We're gonna see her in Oak Cliff at Sweet Georgia Brown.
Racing down the street.
Gonna be like, what could have been, what should have, what could have been with her. So she's gotta, these people who've already accomplished or done more than you gotta learn. You gotta be able to humble yourself.
And that's of anybody she should be listening to is her. Somebody who is very decorated in the sport that you're in.
Right.
Like we said before, she's been there and done that.
Right. And they stood the test of time. Like Allyson Felix has been to multiple Olympics.
Since she graduated the same year we did.
Yeah.
She was running the Olympics at 18.
Right.
Her very first Olympics, she got a silver medal at 18 years old.
Yeah. So you're right. I think it's just whoever's in the corner, bro. For real.
Right.
But then you also got to look at, like, somebody said something like Sha'Carri got smoked like a Jamaican blunt, and they attacked him for what he said. We're talking about Roland Martin.
But it's the truth.
But it was the truth.
Smoked.
She got smoked.
Yeah.
And then people came, like y'all kept saying, came to her aid, defended her. But I'm like,
for what?
Okay, you can't be doing all this. Got a big old Nike and got an endorsement from Nike, and then you come in dead last.
The target is on your back now. Like, you got to prove yourself.
Right.
You haven't won a gold medal. You haven't won a medal yet.
Talking about she's not a pro. Yes, she is. She left LSU to go pro.
She's pro.
So she is pro.
Yeah.
She is a professional runner.
Right. Exactly. Being paid to run. So like I said, at the end of the day, she gonna have to change her decision making, her surroundings,
motive operation.
and then she's just gonna have to go to work, because she could change the narrative, she could change how everybody views her, and she could be loved again.
Yeah.
Right.
But if she get out there, but if she get out there and lose,
exactly,
none of that's gonna matter.
Yeah.
She's just gonna be like, oh well, she had great potential. Right. I don't know, and just real quick, I don't know if y'all know. Of course, we know who LeBron James is and who Carmelo Anthony is. Both of them, when they were coming out of high school, LeBron James was number 2.
Right.
Carmelo Anthony was number 3. The number 1 basketball player coming out of that same year was a guy by the name of Lenny Cooke. You probably don't know who Lenny Cooke is because he never made it to the league. But Lenny Cooke was the number 1 high school basketball player above LeBron and above Carmelo coming out of high school. The same year.
And where's Lenny at now?
Lenny Cooke is in his hometown, working a regular 9-to-5 job now. You can actually, it's a pretty good story. You can go look at it. You can go. They did a whole little segment about it, I guess I don't know what they call it, little movie, or whatever about it. Well, documentary, I should say. They had a whole documentary about it. And actually, he know LeBron, he know Carmelo, all those guys that he was in the running for top athlete with. He know all those guys. They all know him. They all know his potential and what he could have been. But he made some decisions to where it didn't happen. So like we don't. Hopefully, Sha'Carri is not another Lenny Cooke.
Right.
So
And girl, you from the D, you gotta make us look good. You from Texas.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
From right here in Dallas, you gotta make us look good.